Beef ribs are some of the most marble-rich, affordable, and flavorful things you can eat, but they are overwhelming some people that are not looking into spending the entire day in the smoker. For that, we have the Flanken Ribs. Flanken is a traditional Eastern European Jewish short rib dish that serves as the origin for what we call today the Flanken short ribs. Flanken short ribs are traditionally boiled with broil and onions and seasonings until the meat is tender and the broth is rich. But today we are making it a completely different way, something simple and easy that you can do at home and it will become your family's most requested dish. These ribs are called in several different ways. They are also named beef short ribs, bone-in, cross-cut ribs, cross-cut short ribs, Korean short ribs, and Korean-style short ribs. Not too long ago, short ribs used to be seen as a less desirable cut of meat, but they have risen into popularity, causing the prices to also increase for this cut that used to be fairly inexpensive. So if you are now spending more money on the short ribs, it makes sense to get to know the two popular ways they are cut, the Flanken and the English style. Once you know the differences in their appearance and how they should be cooked, you can buy the right cut for your recipe. When cooking short ribs, you have two options, low and slow or fast and half. The low and slow method is usually reserved for the English style ribs. Most of the time, this includes searing them over high heat and then cooking them in a broth and other liquids until the meat is practically falling off the bone. And there is the other method, fast and half. The Flanken style short ribs look and behave very different than any other rib cut. It does include the bones, but the grain of the meat is exposed, making it easier to cook at high heat. This kind of beef ribs has to be cooked quickly, straight over the fire until the collagen bond in the meat breaks, something that will happen very fast when compared to any other rib cut. Now, if you are not paying full attention, it can easily overcook and turn dry and tough really quickly. So you have to keep a constant eye on it, especially since the high fat content will cause flare-ups. But in this episode, we're going to make these short ribs in a simple way that is going to be really easy for you to duplicate at home and be proud of when you and your family enjoy it. We will start with the rub. These ribs are very flavorful and the rub will be just a complement for the flavor. And instead of trying to create a bark with it, we will keep it light and easy. Remember that all these recipes are going to be in the description of the video, but I will tell you here anyway. For this rub, we will be mixing the following ingredients: 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of mustard powder, half a tablespoon of cayenne pepper, half a tablespoon of roasted chili flakes, 5 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of black pepper, and 3 tablespoons of sea salt. Mix it all well and apply it to the ribs. The application of the spices should be as generous as possible. Make sure that every section of the ribs is seasoned properly. One of the steps I always recommend in most of my cooking is to allow the spices to work on the meat for about 30 minutes. Let me tell you, don't be cheap with your rub. You want every section of your ribs to be full of spices. When you allow your meat to rest with the spices, it will make the concentration of the salt to dilute the protein rich inside the meat cells. And so the spices together with the salt will move into the flesh. And while the meat is resting, let's get the grill ready to cook. And in this time we will be setting up the grill in a completely different way to what we always do for the steaks. This time the meat will be set right on top of the fire, and we will rely a little bit more in controlling the heat within our grill than if we do with creating the two different zones that we always use. By using the vents that come with your grill, you will be able to control the amount of oxygen getting into the fire, and that way you will be able to control the flames and heat in general. In my grill, and because I'm already used to it, I can get it to 350 degrees by setting up the vents in the way you can see here. And once your grill temperature is started at 350 degrees, we will add the ribs into the grill and close it up. These ribs have to be cooked well. If you try to cook these ribs to medium or rare, you won't allow the collagen within the meat to break, and it won't be as tender and juicy as it should be. The grilling process is again really easy. All you have to remember is to flip those ribs every 5 minutes. The total cooking time for these beauties will be about 30 minutes, but it's important to keep an eye on them. Some of them are going to be done before that and some of them after. Miss Ninja is happy today because we have something that you really love, and I think it's time for you to try it. The smell on this thing is from another world, let me tell you.
It's a big, I'm kind of confused because it smells like lamb.
No, it doesn't smell like lamb at all.
A little bit.
No, just a little bit, nothing.
A little.
No, where are you from?
God. Mars.
That's right. Miss Ninja, let's give it a good try because right now they are juicy and looking beautiful.
Let's do it. Come me piece.
One piece? Alright, got your piece. I got a piece for me.
Oh God, it's so soft.
Guys, this is a good one. Let's go.
Do it.
Wow.
Tender, juicy, a little bit on the sweet side.
Yeah.
I love that. You know what remind me? The Asian style ribs.
Yeah, you know, I mean, most of the people, they made these kind of ribs as the Korean style with it's kind of sweet and all that good stuff. That's why I put a lot of sugar on it. So it gets that nice flavor, and those nice, beautiful colors is from the sugar too. So, guys, this one is a really good one. This one is a really good rib. This one is delicious, brother.
And sisters. Where are my sisters?
Where are the sisters?
Yeah, where are my sisters?
They haven't come in a long time.
I don't know. Sister.
Where are you, sisters? Guys, this is really good. This is something, let me tell you something. This is something that if you do at home, your family is going to be requesting this thing forever. And it's affordable. I mean, those 3 big pieces, do you see the marbling on that?
Beautiful.
Everything cost me about $12. And
that's it.
It's you can make a whole dinner out of this thing. You can make a little bit of rice and combine if you want. You can make a sandwich with it. You can do whatever you want, man. This thing is amazing. Well, guys, if we made you hungry, please hit us with a like.
Lots of likes.
Subscribe to the channel and share with your friends and family because that helps us a lot, guys. If you can share with your friends or family or social network or whatever, that is a big help for us. And if you have any comment or any question or any advice or whatever, just put it down there in the comments. That's what it is for.
That's what it is for, exactly.
That's all for today, but remember that I love you. Gotcha.
We love you. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.
See you, baby.